har en stigende polarisering og forskel her i samfundet. 100 af de rigeste, de ejer lige så meget som 1,8 million i den anden ende. 60 familier har 320 milliarder i skattely, og jeg kunne blive ved. De her penge burde bruges til fællesskabet, til omsorg, til at vi behandler hinanden ordentligt. Vi har et samfund, hvor samfundskontrakten er brudt. Jeg står over for magten her og repræsenterer de magtesløse, og du er ved at dysse mig ned. Jeg må ikke sige mere, men de andre, som vi har hørt så mange gange, de får den ene times taletid efter den anden i fjernsyn og medier, og os her, der er aktivister og prøver, og vi sidder med fingrene i suppedasen og ser elendigheden. Vi bliver spidset af med et par minutter. De her mennesker bliver kostet ud hos private firmaer og aktører, som skal prøve med hokus pokus, det vil sige med kvaksalvertilbud, varmvandsbassin, psykoedukation, mindfulness, alt muligt, der ikke er evidens for, der koster det hvide øjne. Ingen kommer i arbejde, de bliver mere syge. Det er forfærdeligt at se på det her system. Jeg oplever børn fattiggjort, men når man betaler en høj skat, når man bliver syg, så forventer man, når man er været ude for en ulykke eller alvorlig sygdom, at man får en hjælp fra samfundet, og borgeren får et chok, når de henvender sig til kommunen. Det er så grelt. Selv raske bliver syge ved møde med kommunen. Man tror, det er løgn.
Greetings citizens of the world, here is Anonymous with an important message from Denmark. We have been notified anonymously of a case from Denmark, a person who is being persecuted because she has helped many citizens in job centers and their mental and physical torture. This case must be stopped promptly. Bitten Jensen has done nothing wrong. She has been trying for some years to show the Danish population what is going on in the Danish state and their job centers. She has helped about 60-70 citizens through the job center system. It has had great personal costs, so we anonymous call for this video to be shared worldwide so that citizens all over the world can get the correct picture of what country Denmark is. Many people believe that in Denmark it flows with milk and honey in the streets. This is not the case. 6 citizens in Denmark have no legal certainty. Human rights are not respected by the Danish state. 6 citizens are lawless. The following text is from newspaper article. On Friday, the 19th of July, the municipality of Frederiksberg sent a letter to 90 citizens that the Copenhagen police had now brought charges against a former employee of the municipality, partly because he unjustifiably disclosed confidential personal information, including you under particularly aggravating circumstances, to a journalist. The former employee is Bitten Jensen, who in an article in Information in April 2017 criticized sharply the way the municipality treated citizens seeking early retirement. As a former member of the municipality's rehabilitation team, Bitten Jensen called the municipality's treatment of the pension cases of totally deprived, demented, cancerous or brain damaged citizens a game for the gallery and a saving exercise. Instead of granting an early retirement, the municipality sent citizens into elongated and, in Bitten Jensen's opinion, completely meaningless resources, where their ability to work should be tested. The article also included an anonymous rendition of a case of a citizen who had ended up as a chronic alcoholic for years but who had not received early retirement despite medical assessment. In her own case, the municipality had saved DKK 300,000 by not granting an early retirement pension, was her assessment. What the article did not mention was that Bitten Jensen, for the purpose of the interview, had a material consisting of files from a number of citizens' pension cases that she had brought home from her work. Frederiksberg municipality rejected her criticism and reported her to the police. During a search at her residence, she handed over the 2 carrying bags of case files that were seized. The police officers were very nice. As they left, one of them said that this would probably cost me a fine, so I should contact a lawyer. Don't regret it. For a long time nothing really happened, and Bitten Jensen actually thought the case had been closed. But that was not the case. About a month ago, she received a summons for a hearing. Among other things, she is indicted for violating Section 152(1) of the Criminal Code, paragraphs 1 and 2, concerning unjustified disclosure of confidential information, and Section 155 for having abused his position by taking case files for citizens home to his private residence. The sentence is up to 2 years in prison. I stand by what I have done and I will not deny that I have taken the cases home. But I don't regret it, because I don't think I've done anything wrong, says Bitten Jensen. The role of information in the case. Information plays a role in the case of Bitten Jensen's disclosure of confidential information. It was because of an interview with journalist Ulrik Dahlin that Bitten Jensen took the action she is now going to appear in. She has acted as a whistleblower, as she puts it, because, according to her, the case files in the 2 bags documented a massive and systematic mistreatment. Therefore, I believe that my duty of disclosure comes before my duty of confidentiality. I regard what I have done as necessary civil disobedience. My conscience forced me to do it, she says. I think I will be sentenced. After all, I am only a single woman who stands up to the supremacy, she says, comparing herself to the Greek tragedy character Antigone from Sophocles' drama about a woman who stands up to the royal power. Acting as bizarre since the Information article, Bitten Jensen has received numerous inquiries from citizens who have requested her assistance in their own pension cases. She has therefore acted as a mediator in a large number of cases, but she has not yet experienced losing a case, she says. I see one tragedy after another that is so outrageous that it defies every description. But the municipalities have yet to get justice in any of the cases, she emphasizes. When it comes to cases with Frederiksberg municipality, she meets with icy contempt. She says, "They have repeatedly tried to portray what I do when I am a bastard, like I just want personal revenge because I was fired from my job," says Bitten Jensen. She is convinced that there will be a costly deduction for the damage suffered by children and relatives in the course of their parents or family members. Her criticism is directed at the pension reform implemented by the then Minister of Employment, Mette Frederiksen. In 2012, she cannot understand that it will not have any financial consequences for the municipalities if, in cases of early retirement, they are constantly making decisions that are on the border, or if their appeal statistics in relation to the National Board of Appeal are completely in place. The problem lies with Christiansborg. The reimbursement scheme with the municipalities keeps them in a financial grip, so goal management and compliance with financial frameworks becomes more important than citizens' legal security. There is a dehumanization and betrayal of our society during these years where people who, for whatever reason, are unable to cope with themselves, must have a bad conscience to blame others. But anyone can get sick or suffer an accident, and after a 22-week illness period, the deroute starts. Then you have to sell what you have of values over DKK 10,000. My experience is that many citizens get a shock in meeting the system. Citizens believe that they must have a helping hand now when they are ill, but instead they feel that they will have to fight the system and that their rights are not respected. She cites examples that people who meet the nursing home criteria should still be available for the job market and work tested. Sick people do not belong in a job center. It should be as simple as that, but it's not. Journalists are privileged blind. Although Bitten Jensen has previously written reader letters to Frederiksberg Bladet and once participated in the P1 debate, she criticizes the press and journalists for being privileged blind when it comes to suppressing sick citizens. Of course, some things do occasionally emerge, but overall the media does not live up to their role as the fourth state power in these issues. Although citizens are being abused and the Disability Convention and the Children's Convention are being violated and the social movements are shouting about it, it does not penetrate the media. In this connection, she points to the municipalities in particular. The municipalities are never really the subject of critical focus from the media. The same municipality, for example Copenhagen, may have one issue after another in the newspapers, but it will not be covered under the corner. Now this municipality has repeatedly shown that it does not work. So what is wrong? We get a number of individual cases served. They cause outrage and scandal, and then the municipality closes the case with a positive decision, and everyone is happy, until the next story emerges. She also points out that politicians usually refuse to comment, precisely because they are individual cases. But if you put all the individual cases next to each other, then a pattern does not appear to be wrong. That's exactly what I wanted with the 90 cases I had brought home from my job in Frederiksberg municipality. In the letter from the municipality of Frederiksberg, the municipality states that they have no basis for presuming that the cases have been abused for any other purpose than that they wanted to criticize Frederiksberg municipality's case handling. Bitten Jensen may well understand if one or more of the 90 citizens who have now received a letter from Frederiksberg municipality have become angry. So would I, if it were my case that lay at one's house, and I didn't know what the purpose was. But I hope they will realize that I did it only for the sake of them and their descendants, says Bitten Jensen, adding, "My greatest wishes for Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen to apologize to all the citizens who have been victims of her pension reform, somewhat in line with the one she will now give to the Godhavns boys and other orphanages. I do not want my grandchildren to grow up in a solidarity society. We are legend. We are no one. We are everyone. We are everywhere. We are watching you. Despite the face of race or class. We are united as one divided by zero. We never forget. We never forgive. We are anonymous. Expect us."
On rays of light, and love pours forth. Love pours forth. Love pours forth from the heart of the universe. space.